Today's show is brought to you by the University of Windsor's Alumni Association. Show us how you are Windsor proud by visiting the Alumni Association's Instagram and Twitter pages. Share your U Windsor memory or post a photo from your time on campus. For more information, visit uwindsor.ca/alumni.
Okay. So, Lucas, how are you doing today?
Great. How you doing, Kelly?
I am doing great. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we have some questions for you. Ready to get started?
For sure.
All right. So starting off, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Whitby, Ontario. It's about half an hour east of Toronto.
And where did you attend university?
Brock University in St. Catharines, Ontario.
And at Brock, what degrees did you get?
I actually was part of the group that was the first group to get a combined B.Phed, so a Bachelor of Physical Education, and a B.Kin, so a Bachelor of Kinesiology. And yeah, I got both of those there.
And what was your favorite sport to play in your childhood?
Hockey.
We know your number one answer will probably be volleyball for this, but other than volleyball, what is your favorite sport to watch? Is it also hockey?
No, probably college football. I just love the, week in week, the intensity of it, to be honest with you.
And who's your favorite college football team?
This is going to get me in trouble, but it used to be Florida, and now it's kind of leaning to the Iowa State, not because of what people think, but because of Urban Meyer. I'm a big Urban Meyer fan.
Awesome. And what is the first thing that you do each morning when you wake up and the last thing you do before bed?
Oh, goodness. First thing I do when I wake up is make sure my kids are awake and getting ready and I have a tea. And the last thing I do before bed is kiss my wife and tell her I love her.
Aw, that's sweet.
I know.
And
if I didn't throw that in there, I was in trouble. I know it.
yeah, your wife will definitely appreciate that one. So what is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, loud chewers.
What is the one thing that no one else would know about you?
No one. That I lived with my grandparents for a period of time.
And what kind of music do you like to listen to?
You set this up, Kelly. I used to be a boy band fan of the 90s back in the day. Now I'm into just basically older music, 90s music.
What was your favorite 90s boy band?
It was a toss-up. I got to be honest, between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. It was too close to call.
What is your favorite Netflix series right now?
Oh, good question. It would have to be any kind of documentary about true crime. I've got about 10 of them on the go, to be honest, right now. But they intrigue me for some reason. I don't know what kind of mind I have, but that's where I always end up.
All right. Well, you are stranded on a deserted island. What 3 items are you going to be taking with you?
3 items. Well, I better take something to catch and eat food, so probably a knife of some sort. I'll take my wife so she can get away from the kids on the island with me, and hopefully it's a sunny island. And the third one's a tough one. Probably something to relax on. I don't know what it is, whether bed, hammock, whatever. Something to relax on a little bit so I can relax while I'm there.
Good choices. So if you could watch only one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Van Wilder. Classic Ryan Reynolds movie.
Love that. Love Ryan Reynolds. Good Canadian.
Exactly.
If you could visit one place in the world right now, where would it be?
I'd love to go back to Austria, to be honest. I was there for quite a while, and I love that country, and I'd love to be able to go back and see how much has changed.
So serious question now. Who is your biggest role model in your life?
My biggest role model, I think, like most, kids, is their parent. And I lived and grew up with my dad when he was alive. And so he was my biggest fan / supporter / hardest critic. And I've learned how important that was and grown to realize how much of a role model he was for me.
That's great. And who is your biggest role model now in regard to sport and coaching?
Yeah, probably my biggest would be the head coach of MAC, Tim Laux. I used to lean on him a lot with questions, and we still chat, and I love having conversations about philosophies and coaching with him.
So now another question about your childhood. What was the very first job that you ever had?
Oh, I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I lasted a whopping day because the grease that I could squeeze out of a piece of chicken then shouldn't be eaten.
Have you eaten it since then?
Scary part, yes.
So what is your number one coaching philosophy?
My number one is I'm a believer in the whole picture and holistic, in the sense of I'm not just on the court. I believe in community. I believe in academics, family, social. I think there's a huge picture to it, and that would be my number one, is getting them to understand the whole picture, not just the small picture of our team.
Fantastic. And if you yourself was an elite volleyball player, what position would you play?
Well, I think I was way back in the day, or I felt I was, or I thought I was, and I was a setter. And I would hope to still be a setter because I can't jump.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the city of Windsor?
The people. I got to be honest. I think I heard someone else say the same thing, but being a transplant to Windsor, the people have been amazing.
And what is one non-negotiable rule that you have for your team?
Respect your teammates and your coaches.
Would you rather run a 6 a.m. practice or a 6 p.m. practice?
6 a.m. I'm a morning person.
I'm sure your athletes love that.
They don't.
It's the CIS Sorry?
So I lose.
It's national championships, and your team is up 25-24. What play are you going to be calling to take home the gold?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I've thought about this one a lot, and I would, not because you brought it up, but it's something that gets asked all the time, and I would keep it the same to what we've run, and which is trying to isolate our hottest or best hitter at the time and put them in the best position to score, so that, number one, we're not getting out of sync and trying to do something different just to score that 1 point, putting that extra pressure, but to keep the familiarity and the, same confidence. So I'd run an isolation play, stacking on one side, trying to open up to an isolation on the other, and try and score that way.
Makes sense. And what is one accomplishment you are most proud of in your career thus far as a volleyball coach?
Last year, winning academic team of the year.
What is one accomplishment you would like to achieve before you retire as a coach?
I want a U Sport championship, and I think we're getting close to being, in the mix. We're fighting it. We're fighting it hard. And I obviously OUA first, but every coach's dream, win a championship. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, you guys are doing great as well. You guys have an awesome team you guys are building.
Thanks.
So what is your favorite part about being a Windsor Lancer?
Wow. Being able to compete at the highest level. We're playing the highest level in Canada for our sport, except for the national team. And being able to day in, day out, try and make those players that caliber and develop them as people is the best part, honestly.
And what is your favorite part about your current women's volleyball team here at Windsor Lancers?
The culture and the way these kids bust their butts for the coaches and each other is the best part right now. They're the culture and the way we all can talk to each other and not have to agree on everything, but respect each other's opinions right now is awesome for me as a coach.
And we can definitely see that. So final question, what is the most meaningful part overall about being a coach?
Seeing these kids succeed, whether it's in life or on the court. Obviously as a coach, we want to see them succeed on the court, but I take the same pride when I see, we just had an athlete graduate med school and I'm like, wow, what an accomplishment. They're now going to be a doctor, and, there's chiropractors and PTs. So seeing those successful in families and that stuff to me gives me a lot of pride, in the sense of they're growing up to be great people.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Lucas. And I think we're going to talk a little bit later on the podcast.
All right. Thanks for having me, Kelly.
No problem. Have a good one.